I suppose this is part two of the Satan. Probably no one will watch this, but I'm just sitting here talking, having a smoke, so no, I'm not sickened by it or anything if it's going to give anybody any sadistic pleasure, which is a lot in the world. It's really sad, it's really bad for your own soul, even when you're doing that. I can't believe that people don't sicken their own soul. They do that. But anyway, I'm rabbiting on. But so the 9 was always of great significance to me, and then I've thought, the Satan fall in 9 days. I find that fascinating too. But why I'm mentioning all this is that Whitley Schreiber of Communion, who wrote that book Communion and the movie, he said that his E-team told him to meditate at 11 p.m. and 3 a.m. in order to get in closer contact with them. And I was going to, I tried those. I tried 11 and I tried the 3, and I was sort of going along with it. But I had always been going at it 3 anyway, because I wanted to test this idea of the witching hour and things like that, because I am, that's my goal here. It's an investigation of the unknown. I'm not looking for evil. I definitely don't want to find evil, but I want to know if it is there, So I'm taking great risks with this, really, But so I do that. I go out with faith, and what I use is, for my protection, I just use the goodness I feel in me, my strong emotions, and the goodness and the strong energy of the universe. I feel the goodness in the air, and I try to suck the goodness out of the air. I know that sounds crazy, but this is just the way I do things. Everybody calls me strange, so I am a bit strange. I'm an old soul starseed, I basically know that's what I am. But anyway, so I'm going at it to 3 to test this, to see if there is any evil, and what I have found. Sorry about that. What I have found is that I have not come across any evil yet, and I've been seeing for a lifetime, and for this past 4 or 5 years I've been going at it this 3 o'clock thing. But more specifically 3:33, because that's all related to when Jesus died. Satan supposedly has his hour at 3 o'clock because Jesus had his, Jesus died at 3 p.m. So Satan's going to snare at him by having his time at 3 a.m. That was a suggestion from the church, but I believe that that's a construct. It's a control mechanism to prevent people from going out at 3 a.m. and seeing things which aren't evil, but which are magical and which are the unknown. So that's what I have found in my journey so far. I have found that there is no evil in the night. Not for me anyway, and unless I am the luckiest person in the world, all these other people talking about abductions, etc. Without proof, I have video evidence here of what I'm doing, and I tell the truth, and obviously none of this is fakery, so I'm telling you the truth now that there is no evil out there in the night. It's a construct to control you, to prevent you from reaching out to a greater knowledge, because this reality, sorry, I just have to check something, but this reality is stranger than any of us know, and I see that in my sightings. I see that reality is mad, and that we don't even know 1% of it. The things I have seen are unreal, really unreal, and you haven't seen the half. It's insane stuff. So, there is no evil in the night, my view. And I believe that these abductions, they are night anxiety. I forget the name for it. Night anxiety or whatever, night trauma or whatever it's called. Could be that. Could be people looking attention. Could be people looking to make money. Could be people just looking to undermine this investigation. It's all these horror stories, and it's all of the things, and all of the human fears. They go to the thing, they have went directly to all the human fears, like things being stuck in all your orifices and all this sort of thing. Things up your bum, and things in your eyes, and things in your ears. This is meant to terrify people, and it does terrify people. And at times I've had to check myself, and I've had to say, look, I would get a small sense of fear and think, oh God, am I going to be abducted and abused and operated on and all these things, And how I deal with that is I just reflect on what has happened before, and I just say to myself, right, has anything bad happened in my life yet? Has anything bad happened? And I have to say no. And if something bad was to happen now, I would see that it was my sharing of footage that was responsible, and I would see that this was some military intervention, for example, a fake abduction, try to rack my head, okay, and get me to come out and start undermining this amazing thing. That's not a big blue, that's just a star, obviously, or well, I thought it was a big blue. But anyway, they would want me to come out the ET. I'm not going to do that. That's never going to happen. If the only thing that would happen is this, if some type of thing like that happened to me, I would just, what would I do? I would share my footage through someone else, and I would ensure that they were, if I was caught up with, by some truly evil military force, who wanted to abuse me, I would ensure that the next time my friend who was sharing the footage was absolutely secure. I've taken a few risks and maybe too many, and when I will be showing them the next footage, which is an automatic compilation, because it's a night of thought and light and nearly near to Big Blue. And what I mean by that is that there's a whole load of nearly Big Blues, big lights, and they're all coming bang, bang, bang after each other, and then there's this Big Blue near the end of that, And there had been one earlier in the night, which was absolutely incredible. I just didn't get it on video. But, and all these Big Blues happening on top of each other, immediately any idea of it being the ISS or any of this nonsense, it's nonsense. This was flying under clouds, the ISS doesn't go under clouds. Don't be silly, so nonsense is nonsense. So I'm not here to play games, Anybody comes along to me and starts talking stupidly and can't be an adult and can't have a reasonable, rational discussion, I block them on the spot, So, and that applies to YouTube also. So, if you want to say something, make it good. Anyway, I might sound intense, but I'm one of the easiest. I'm easygoing in real life, but it's because of my experiences with meeting different a-holes, trying to share my footage and being censored and undermined and stalked by spooks, it angers me.